Hello there, friend. Have you ever stood up too fast and felt the world tilt beneath your feet? Just for a second? Maybe you reached for the back of a chair. Maybe you laughed it off, called it nothing. But what if it wasn't nothing? What if your body was quietly asking for more attention, more support, more care? Because here's the truth. Balance isn't just about legs or shoes. It's about vision, hydration, muscle memory, even confidence. And for most women over 60, it doesn't disappear overnight. It slips away quietly, one small habit at a time. Not because we've done something wrong, but because no one told us what to watch for. No one taught us how to protect what we still have, or how to rebuild what's gently faded. In this video, we're going to walk carefully, kindly, through 8 everyday mistakes that can quietly drain your balance and your peace of mind. And more importantly, we'll explore simple, realistic changes that honor the life you've lived and the body that's still carrying you forward. No fear, no shame, no drills or boot camps, just wisdom, gentle awareness, and a steadier, safer step toward the life you still fully deserve. Let's begin. Mistake number 1. Wearing comfy shoes that lie. You slip them on every morning without thinking. Soft soles, no laces. Maybe they're ballet flats, maybe old canvas slip-ons, or those worn-in house slippers with the thinning bottoms. They feel easy, familiar, broken in, like an old friend who never asks too much. But what if those comfy shoes you trust are quietly betraying you? See, after 60, our feet don't behave the way they used to. The arch that once bounced us up the stairs, it begins to flatten. The cushioning under our heels and toes, it starts to wear thin. Our tendons loosen, our stride shortens, and our ankles don't respond with the same snap. But here's the thing, most women never get told. Your balance begins in your feet. And when your shoes offer no grip, no structure, and no support, you're not just walking on memory foam, you're walking on risk. I remember meeting a woman named Louise at a library wellness talk. She was 73, stylish, sharp, the kind of woman who always had a brooch pinned to her cardigan. She told me about the morning she tripped on her kitchen floor. Not because she wasn't paying attention, not because she was rushing, but because her slipper, soft, beloved, and utterly useless, slid across the tile like ice. She didn't fall, thank heavens, but she said that moment changed everything. I realized, she told me, comfort isn't the same as safety. So what should we look for now? Start at the bottom. A non-slip sole, rubber with traction. No smooth bottoms, no paper-thin foam. Then, arch support. Think of it like the spine of your foot. It holds you upright. Without it, everything collapses inward. Next, heel structure. A slightly raised back that cradles your foot instead of letting it flop. Look for shoes that hug, not ones that slide. And here's the good news. You don't have to wear clunky, orthopedic-looking shoes that make you feel like you've given up. These days, brands know that women like us want beauty and brains. I've seen gorgeous walking flats with floral accents, supportive sandals with gold buckles, even ankle boots with soft cushioning and hidden zippers for ease. You can still feel elegant, even empowered, in a shoe that loves you back. Now let's talk about home. If you're anything like me, you wear slippers for hours. In the kitchen, down the hall, out to the mailbox. But many slippers are traitors in disguise. No tread, no support. Just a soft shell sliding over hardwood. So instead, find indoor shoes that look and feel like slippers, but offer real grip. Think rubber bottom house shoes, memory foam inserts, adjustable straps. You want a shoe that stays with you when you pivot, not one that whispers good luck and sends you spinning. Here's the truth. At our age, shoes aren't just fashion. They're foundation. They're your anchor. They're the difference between walking with confidence and walking with caution. You deserve to move through your home, your garden, your grocery store, your life, with trust in every step. So the next time you reach for those familiar old flats, ask yourself, do these carry me, or do I carry them? Because when your feet feel safe, the rest of you follows. Mistake number 2. Skipping balance practice because you still walk fine. You walk the dog most mornings. You carry your own groceries. You get up from the couch without a second thought. So when someone mentions balance training, you smile politely and think, that's not for me. I still walk just fine. But here's the quiet misunderstanding. Walking is movement. Balance is reaction. And those two are not the same. Walking forward on even ground with nothing in your way? That's a rhythm your body remembers well. But what about when the sidewalk cracks beneath your step? When the curb dips just a little steeper than you expected? When your cat, grandchild, or shadow zips past your feet and you flinch instinctively? That's where balance lives. In the surprise moments. The moments that ask your ankles, your core, your inner ears, and your brain to work together in a split second to keep you upright. And if you haven't been practicing that, your body forgets how. Here's what most people don't realize. After 60, the systems that keep us steady, from the muscles in our hips to the tiny reflexes in our feet, slowly start to quiet down. Not because we're lazy, but because we're no longer asking them to work. And when you stop using those pathways, the body stops prioritizing them. It's not weakness, it's just nature, and it's reversible. You don't need to take a class or buy a video subscription. You don't need a balance board or a yoga mat. All you need is a moment. 3 to be exact. Try this. First, stand on one leg while holding the kitchen counter. Not for a minute, just 10 seconds. Then switch. Even if you wobble, that wobble is progress. It's your muscles waking up. Second, walk heel to toe like you're on a balance beam, down your hallway. It might feel silly at first, but it quietly rewires your brain to track foot placement with intention, something we lose when we rush through our days. Third, while brushing your teeth or waiting for the kettle to boil, shift your weight slowly from side to side. Feel your feet root into the floor. Notice how your body gently adjusts with each motion. This is your core quietly saying, I've still got you. You don't need a dramatic routine. You need tiny invitations to reconnect with your balance. Just a few minutes, daily. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't wait until you have a cavity. You do it now. To protect what matters. Because when you build balance, you don't just reduce your fall risk. You move differently, more freely, with more faith in your step and more trust in your body. You start reaching for books on high shelves again. You stop fearing that uneven patch in the driveway. You even dance a little in the kitchen when your favorite song comes on. So no, it's not about walking fine. It's about staying fine. When life throws the unexpected your way, and all it takes is 3 minutes each day to remind your body that balance is still yours. Mistake number 3. Ignoring your eyes and your lighting. You trust your feet. You pay attention to your step. But have you ever misjudged the edge of a rug or reached for a step that wasn't quite there? It might not be your legs that let you down. It might be your eyes and the world you're asking them to navigate. See, balance isn't just physical, it's visual. Your brain constantly relies on your eyes to tell it where you are in space, how high the next step is, where the shadow ends and the floor begins. And when your vision isn't sharp, or your home is full of dim corners, that communication starts to falter. You don't notice it at first. Maybe you squint more at dusk. Maybe you stop going into certain rooms without flipping on every light. Maybe you catch yourself leaning in closer to menus or mail. These are gentle signals, but they add up to risk, especially when it comes to staying upright. As we age, depth perception changes, night vision weakens, and your once trusty glasses, they may no longer be doing their job. Many women over 60 wear outdated prescriptions, thinking they're good enough. But a small shift in vision, just a tiny degree, can lead to big missteps, especially on stairs, in bathrooms, near rugs and thresholds. And let's not forget lighting. Overhead bulbs with a cool tone can cast shadows that confuse your vision. Hallways with just one bulb leave space for mystery, and not the good kind. Bathrooms without nightlights become obstacle courses at 2 a.m. You might not notice how dark your home feels until you find yourself hesitating mid-step. So what can you do? First, update your glasses every 1 to 2 years. And don't be afraid to ask your eye doctor about contrast lenses, anti-glare coatings, or low-light options. These features aren't extras. They're investments in your safety. Second, bring more light into your space, but do it warmly. Swap harsh, cold fluorescents for warm-toned LEDs. Add small nightlights to hallways, your bathroom, and even near your bed. Plug-in motion sensors are inexpensive and life-changing. They turn on before you need to reach. Third, think about contrast. Pale rugs on pale floors. Beige stairs against beige walls. These combinations confuse aging eyes. A darker rug border, a stair strip, or a patterned bath mat can give your vision something to anchor to. Lastly, clean your lenses. It sounds simple, but smudged glasses cause your eyes to overwork, which can lead to disorientation. Every bit of clarity counts. One woman said, "I didn't know my house was the problem until I started falling in it." That moment led her to swap bulbs, add a few lights, and finally update her lenses. Within weeks, her confidence returned. She didn't just walk steadier. She moved like she belonged in her home again. Because that's what lighting and vision really give us. A sense of trust in our surroundings, in our step, in our ability to keep moving forward without fear. So don't wait for a stumble to start seeing clearly. Your balance begins with what your eyes take in. Let that view be steady, bright, and always on your side. Mistake number 4. Grabbing furniture instead of using a cane. You tell yourself you don't need a cane. You just steady yourself for a moment. You lean against the table while folding laundry. You grip the back of a chair while crossing the room. Just in case. Just for balance. But here's the quiet truth. It's not just a habit. It's a warning sign. This is what doctors call furniture walking. It happens gradually. One day, it's just a quick hand on the counter. The next, you're reaching for door frames, leaning on armrests, using walls to guide you like invisible crutches. You're still moving, yes, but not freely, and not safely. Because here's what no one likes to say out loud. That table you're relying on, it wasn't built to hold you. That rolling chair won't steady your fall. That slippery countertop doesn't love you back. One moment of instability, one turned ankle, one distraction, and the very things you trusted could send you to the floor. Why do we resist the cane? For many women, it's not vanity. It's pride. It's that quiet belief that if you carry a cane, you're suddenly old, that you've crossed some invisible line from independence to something else. But let me ask you this. Is grabbing at furniture and hoping it doesn't slide out from under you really independence? Or is it fear in disguise? The cane, my friend, is not surrender. It's strategy. It's choosing balance before imbalance chooses you. Today's canes are nothing like the clunky ones you remember from hospital visits or movie stereotypes. They come in floral prints, polished wood, elegant black, even foldable designs that slip into your bag when you don't need them. Some have ergonomic grips. Others have built-in lights or wrist straps. They're designed for living, not limping. And the moment you start using one, something surprising happens. You move taller, you breathe easier, you stop worrying about every corner or hallway rug. You go from tentative to intentional. One woman wrote to us, "I bought a rose print cane that matched my scarf. People didn't stare. They complimented me. And for the first time in years, I walked into a room without scanning for furniture." That's not weakness. That's wisdom. So if your hand keeps reaching for the fridge, the banister, the bookshelf, maybe it's time to give your body something built to support it. A cane doesn't take away your freedom. It gives it back. Beautifully, boldly, with every step you take. Mistake number 5, underestimating your medications. You take your pills every morning, maybe one for blood pressure, maybe something to help you sleep, maybe a vitamin your neighbor swears by. You line them up in that little weekly organizer and trust that what you're taking is helping. But here's a question many of us forget to ask. When was the last time someone really reviewed them? It's easy to assume that if a medication worked 5 years ago, it still works now. But as we age, our bodies change. Our weight, our hydration, even how our liver and kidneys process medicine. And those changes? They can quietly turn yesterday's routine into today's risk. Dizziness is one of the most common side effects among women over 60, and one of the most underreported. Why? Because we shrug it off. We blame it on standing up too fast, or skipping lunch, or just getting older. But the truth? That woozy moment when the room tilts slightly, or your knees feel unsteady? That's your body trying to warn you. Many medications can affect your balance without warning. Blood pressure pills, antidepressants, anti-anxiety drugs, sleep aids, even some allergy medications. And when combined with over-the-counter supplements or herbal remedies, the effects can stack in ways no one tells you. That's why your next doctor's visit matters more than you think. Bring every bottle, prescription or not, even the multivitamin you take, just in case. Write down the times you take them, how they make you feel, and whether you've noticed things like lightheadedness when you stand up, a sense of fog in the afternoon, or a strange unsteadiness at night. And when you sit down with your doctor or pharmacist, ask clearly, could any of these be affecting my balance? It's a small question, but it can change everything. You don't need to suffer in silence or accept side effects as your new normal. You are the expert on your body. Your doctor has the knowledge, yes, but only you know how you feel in the hallway at night. Only you know when something feels just slightly off. One viewer wrote in and said, "After I mentioned the dizziness, they adjusted my blood pressure dose by 5 milligrams. 5. And just like that, I stopped gripping the doorframe every time I stood up." It's not dramatic. It's not magic. It's just awareness. And sometimes that's all it takes to keep your feet steady and your life moving forward with confidence. Mistake number 6, not drinking enough water. You sit down with your morning coffee, maybe a little toast, the TV humming softly in the background. The day begins like always, and before you know it, it's noon, and you haven't had a sip of water. You're not thirsty, so you don't think about it, but your body does. After 60, your sense of thirst dulls. That little nudge that used to say, "Go grab a glass," doesn't ring as loud, but your muscles still need hydration. Your brain still needs it. Your joints, your skin, your blood pressure, all of them are quietly waiting for a drink you never give. And here's what no one tells you. Even mild dehydration can trigger dizziness. Fatigue, a foggy-headed feeling. That 1-second misstep when you rise from the couch too quickly and the room tilts ever so slightly. That might not be your balance. It might be your water bottle, sitting untouched on the counter. Janet, one of our longtime viewers, shared this. I thought I was just aging. Then my doctor asked how much water I drink. I laughed and said, I have tea. He smiled and said, that's not water, dear. That's flavored dehydration. She started tracking her glasses. 6 a day. Real water. Within a week, her afternoon energy came back. Within 2, she stopped gripping the wall every time she stood up. Here's the truth. Hydration is your invisible armor. It doesn't feel heroic. It doesn't make a sound. But it protects you in ways no supplement or cane ever could. So how do we fix it? Keep it visible. A small glass on the nightstand. A bottle on the table where you read. A reusable cup in your purse when you're out. If plain water feels boring, flavor it. A slice of lemon, a sprig of mint, even a few crushed berries can make all the difference. Herbal teas count too. Just make sure they're caffeine-free. And remember, coffee and black tea can actually pull moisture out of your system, not add to it. So the next time your body feels slow or foggy, don't just ask, am I tired? Ask, am I hydrated? Because water isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about standing steady, thinking clearly, living fully. And that starts with one small sip. Mistake number 7. Living in a home built for the old you. Your house hasn't changed, but maybe your body has. You know every corner of your living room, every creak in the hallway, every step from the porch to the mailbox. You've lived there for 20, 30, maybe even 40 years. But what if the home you once moved through effortlessly no longer moves with you? Throw rugs that used to feel cozy now slip out from underfoot like a prank. Lamp cords that once curled unnoticed now tug at your toes. The tub where you used to soak aches now requires a deep breath and a prayer just to step inside. Here's the truth. Most homes aren't dangerous until we forget to adapt them. You don't need to remodel your life. Just refresh it. Start small but smart. Remove or tape down throw rugs, especially in hallways or near doors. They're one of the top causes of indoor falls, not spills or stairs. Install grab bars. In the bathroom, near the toilet, by the shower. These aren't just for nursing homes. They're for independence. Upgrade your lighting. Use motion sensor nightlights in the hallway, bathroom, and kitchen. Your 2 a.m. self will thank you. Reorganize your storage. Everyday items, coffee mugs, favorite pans, prescription bottles, should be between waist and shoulder height. No more bending or climbing stools. Use furniture for sitting, not for balance. If you find yourself reaching out to a table just to stay steady, that's your body saying it needs help, not your decor. Your home should protect you, not test you. These tiny changes are more than practical. They are love notes to yourself, to your safety, to your future, because you deserve to walk through your own home with peace of mind, not worry in your step. Mistake number 8. Thinking falls are just accidents. I tripped, the rug caught me, it was just bad luck. Maybe, but maybe it wasn't. Most falls don't come from nowhere. They come from small signs we brush off until it's too late. You stood up too quickly and got dizzy. You caught your foot on a stair that's always been there. You missed a step because your glasses weren't updated. And each time you said, that was close, but didn't ask, why? Here's the truth. Falls aren't fate. They're feedback. Your body is talking. It's saying, I need steadier shoes. Or, my meds make me lightheaded. Or, I haven't practiced balance in months. The key is to listen before that feedback becomes an emergency. Let's turn fear into a fall prevention plan. Check your home once every season. Rugs, lighting, clutter, they change without us noticing. Review your medication list with your doctor or pharmacist. Ask directly, can anything I take affect balance? Commit to 5 minutes of balance practice, 3 times a week. Stand on one leg while brushing your teeth. Walk heel to toe down your hallway. Shift weight side to side while folding laundry. Stay hydrated. You know this now. Dehydration makes your world tilt. Because yes, accidents happen. But when we stop treating them like mystery and start treating them like messages, we take back control. Not just over the floor beneath us, but over the fear that keeps us from dancing across it. Stand tall. You've earned it. You've walked through decades, through kitchens, offices, hospital rooms, and holidays. Through laughter so loud it echoed and silences so quiet they ached. Your body, this body, has carried every memory, every mile, every moment. You don't owe it youth. You don't owe it perfection. But you do owe it protection. Staying steady isn't about ego. It's not about clinging to pride or proving anything to anyone. It's about presence. It's about choosing, again and again, to keep showing up, not just for errands or appointments or other people's needs, but for you. To rise in the morning without fear of falling, to reach for your favorite cup without wincing, to dance a little in the kitchen when the right song plays, to move through life with grace, not caution. Because you are not fragile, you are practiced, you are seasoned, you are still standing. So let me ask you, from one woman to another, which of these 8 surprised you most? Or maybe this one. What's one small change you're willing to try this week? Leave a comment. Your insight might be exactly what another woman needs to hear. And if this video helped you feel just a little more grounded, a little more clear, tap like. It tells the algorithm that this kind of message matters. And don't forget to subscribe for more weekly support on balance, vitality, and living fully, boldly, after 60. Because you haven't missed your moment. You're in it right now. So stand tall, my friend. You've earned it.